What's going on, guys? It's Gizmodict here, and this is my full review of the Moto G 2015. I have used this phone for over a month now, so this is sort of a long-term review of the device. The Moto G3 is available in two variants, and before even starting this review, I'm going to say that the 16GB model is the one you should buy because it comes with 2GB of RAM compared to a single GB of RAM on the 8GB variant. I am personally using the 16GB variant of the phone in white color. In terms of design and build quality, the G3 is purely made out of plastic and it resembles the Moto X Pure Edition in a lot of ways. On the front we have the 5MP camera and the earpiece along with some sensors, which are followed by a 5-inch 720p display and a front-facing mono speaker. The power button and the volume rockers are situated on the right hand side and are quite easy to reach. The back houses the 13MP camera, a dual LED flash, and the Motorola dimple, which is always nice to have. The back is removable and it has this texture which feels very nice to hold and makes the phone more grippable in the hand. The back, as I said, is removable and it gives access to two SIM card slots and a microSD card slot for storage expansion. Also, if you are in the US, you do have the option of Moto Maker, which will let you customize your new Moto G according to your taste. Unlike the previous iterations of the Moto G, this one comes with an IPX7 rating, so it can be immersed in water for a maximum of 30 minutes. Overall, the build quality of the Moto G is quite nice for the price that you are paying. It feels nice to hold in the hand, it is quite easy to use with one hand, and the Moto Maker and the water resistant features just add up to a very good design and build. Inside, this phone is powered by a 64-bit quad-core Snapdragon 410 CPU and 2GB of RAM. Since the Snapdragon 410 is an entry-level chipset, the benchmark scores are not that high. But in real-world usage, I did find the Snapdragon 410 to be adequate in terms of general use and gaming. While the phone does struggle a bit while playing intensive games like Nova 3, titles like Asphalt 8, Mortal Kombat X, etc. ran very well without any issues. But as I said, in my day-to-day use, I never felt that the phone was underpowered. It handled all of my tasks very well, and the 2GB of RAM did a very good job at multitasking. I was testing the LG G4 at the same time while I was using the Moto G3, and in day-to-day use, it was quite hard to tell a difference between the Snapdragon 808 and the 410. I think this is mostly because the Moto G ships with the pure stock Android without any custom interface. Out of the box, it runs on Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, and given the update record of Motorola, this phone should have the Android 6.0 Marshmallow update pretty soon after the official release. Everything is buttery smooth on the phone. Navigating and doing daily tasks were a breeze on the device. Motorola has added a few features inside the Moto app, which includes active display, wherein the phone will show your notifications whenever you pull it out of your pocket or pick it up from a table. There is also a double chop gesture to activate the flashlight, and you can also twist your wrist twice to activate the camera. Speaking of that camera, Motorola claims that it has improved the optics on the new Moto G, as it now features a 13MP sensor similar to one on the Nexus 6. It is capable of 1080p video, and the front-facing camera has been upgraded to 5MP for them selfies. The camera interface is pretty bare bones and a classic Motorola one, which I personally don't like. You get this focus and exposure ring which you can move, and a single tap will click a picture. The camera app tends to overexpose the photos by default, so I do have to dial back the exposure a bit. The results from this camera are quite decent. The daylight shots do look good with a very nice color reproduction, but in low light the camera does not shine that well as expected. I hope you can judge the camera quality by the samples that I am displaying on the screen right now. Personally, I feel that this is an okay camera for $200, and I don't think that you can expect much more in the optics department. To view these images and pictures, the Moto G comes with a 5-inch 720p display with a pixel density of 294. It is an IPS LCD display and the viewing angles are quite decent on the phone. The display is actually where you feel the lower price of the phone because the color reproduction and the contrast is not that great, and it seems that there is a small gap between the display and the glass on the phone. I found the colors to be on the warmer side, and while the 720p display is not that sharp and crispy anymore, I'm letting it go considering the price of the phone. The network reception and call quality with dual SIMs was great, and while I couldn't test the 4G LTE on this phone, the new Moto G does support it, so that's pretty great. The battery life was amazing on the Moto G3. In fact, it was much better than the flagships like the LG G4 and the Galaxy S6. On a full day with Wi-Fi, I could get around 5 hours of screen on time with active display and auto sync on, and the phone constantly being connected to my Moto 360 over Bluetooth. With similar settings, on a full day with 3G and data, I could get more than 4 hours of screen on time, which is the highest that I've ever gotten on my use on 3G. The LG G4 lasted me for about 4 hours on Wi-Fi, and on 3G the screen on time was close to 2.5 to 3 hours. So I'm extremely pleased by the battery life on the Moto G3, and if you are a low to medium end user, I think you will mostly get through 2 days of normal use on a single charge. Overall, the Moto G 2015 is a great budget smartphone. With a very good build quality, decent hardware, amazing software and a mind-blowing battery life, I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is looking to buy a phone in the $200 range. The camera and the display are the areas where you compromise a little, but it is definitely worth it because you get a very good overall package with the Moto G3. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, then please like and share the video. Do subscribe for more reviews. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.